Hello, good evening, good morning, good afternoon. Hello. Was a little bit caught off guard right there. Good afternoon. It is 1:03 p.m. Eastern Time. We are live this Saturday afternoon, and I just want to say greetings. I'm not going to go into the whole spiel. I want to keep it short and simple today since we are on for an hour, and then I'll be back on tonight at 7 p.m. So my job is, once again, if some of you do not know me, my name is Amelia Bryant. You know, the titles are not a big thing of what I do and how I do it. I just want to be your neighbor. My purpose of this mission is to bring in, trying to make sure you guys don't hear anything. We got a lot of things going on right now. Okay, so sorry about that. We had that good, motivate music there. My key to everything with this whole situation is to help you build your nation, to help you find yourself in your own nation, in your community, and your relationship with yourself. That's the first things first, because we can't jump into relationships and we cannot just jump into things so quick. Yes, a lot of us are risk takers. A lot of us are not risk takers. A lot of us are where we're so in fear and we're scared to jump forward. But first and foremost, we have to, once again, like I spoke about yesterday, was getting into our spiritualism, finding our faith, finding something that we strongly believe in for ourselves, because faith and how our mindset is. So we've been talking about a lot of self, to be authentic, to be real, to be bold, to be bona fide, to be true, not to be real, to be unique, to be together but stand apart. So when you introduce yourself to the world, they can see your own individuality. They can see who you really are, because the heart is just not a biological pump. The heart is really you, because when you speak, your heart is really abundantly speaking. And we all come from different walks of faith, a different walk of life, different looks, different styles, different genres. And, I think it's great, because if we were all one and the same, what could you find uniquely from that? I think that we do stereotype for the outside, from the outside, instead of looking on the inside. We've been taught, we've been trained different ways of life. We can go so far into it, but my whole key with this and my whole passion is this, that you find something that I have said, that you find a link to yourself, and you realize that you have woken up from anything that I had said, or any verbiage. Just me trying to encourage you is my job. And I hope I bring clarity to everybody. I hope that it brings some valuable, I don't want to say lesson, but I hope it brings a valuable open door to you. And that's my whole goal to that, is to make sure that you find the nation within you and the community within you, so you can build a relationship not only in your spiritualness, but also with yourself, so that you can branch out and take your branches and grow into this majestic, beautiful person, and be happy and be free. So that's my main goal, is to inspire and motivate, so I can help you to be the authentic you. Okay, so I did have some questions. Some questions was sent to me in an email, and the first question to me was, do I feel that words carry life or death? I feel that, and if you hear things in the background, this is Saturday, so so excuse that, don't mind that. This is where I'm your neighbor, you're my neighbor, and we're really at home. So do you feel that words carry life and death, words and not spoken? Excuse me, this is real TV, this is real show, ain't it? So I feel that words carry life. Words do carry death, even the words that are not spoken. Your thought carries life and death too. It has movement, it has energy, it moves. I always say when God said, let there be light, and the light was good, it was in thought first. It had motion, it started having vision, and then it uttered down to the throat of the taste of light being formed, and it moved. The power of it moved. Do you have power in your voice? Yes. Each and every single one of us have power in our voice. That self voice can be either fire, it can be calming, it can be humble, it can be graceful, it can be a deceiver, it can be crafty. Everything you think of, it can be with your words. So do I feel like it's very important to watch what you say? Yes. Do we practice that enough? No, we do not. I honestly can say that it was a work in progress for me. But at the end of the day, it's still working each and every day. I have to go back and remember, what did I say today that could have hurt someone? Or what did I say today that could have helped someone? Did I help anybody? What did I say that might have harmed myself? And that's how we have to come to analyzing things. What, to self. How do I feel today? Did I speak right? Did I do right? Did I heal someone? Did I care about someone today? Was I selfish? Was I not selfish? Was I inconsiderate? All those different things. So to me, yes, words do have life and death, and you have to watch it because it does move, and it can harm, it can heal, and you can harm yourself from those words. There are different types of self. I wanted to mention some of the self things because I'm not going to go into a long drawn out thing today. I'll tell you about the other question because I'll be on tonight at 7 p.m. Okay, so there are different types of self. We don't have all day to break them down, but I do. If you are interested in knowing more, just email me. I'll say it at the end where you can get in contact with me with, or you can put a comment once this is uploaded, or however you want to do it. Okay. There is different types of self-conflict, self-destroyed, self-doomed, self-excusing, self-governed, self-idolizing, self-invented, self-perfect, self-preserving, self-revelation, self-sustained, self-trusting, self-worshiping, self-conquest, self-control, self-disclosure, self-delect, self-harming, self-inflicted, self-judging, self-maintenance, self-question, self-ruin, self-sustaining, self-tuition, self-constituted, self-deceiving, self-display, self-evolved, self-fed, self-helpless, self-improvement, self-justification, self-mastered, self-pleasing, self-relying, self-satisfaction, self-tormenting, and I think we do that. A lot of people do self-tormenting, self-upbraiding, self-consumed, self-denying, self-exalting, self-fulfillment, self-humiliation, self-instruction, self-loafing, self-nourishment, self-praising, self-restraining, self-support, self-troubling, self-value. That is a lot of different types of selves that's in oneself that one can do. A lot of us probably didn't know that was all the things that we do. But if you realize it and really sit back, this is about, once again, knowing thyself to become authentic. Because this is dealing with the self-talk, the self-abandoning, self-accusing, self-canceled, self-adjusting, self-balanced, self-boasting, self-absorbed, self-condemned. These are all things. What is self-talk? As we go about our daily lives, we are constantly thinking about interpreting the situations we find ourselves in. And it is though we have an internal voice inside of our head that determines how we perceive every situation. We call this the inner voice, our self-talk, and includes our consciousness as well as our unconsciousness assumptions or beliefs. So examples are like, there's much of our self-talk is reasonable. I better do some preparation for that exam. or I'm really looking forward to meeting that person. However, some of our self-talk is negative, unrealistic, or self-defeating. I'm going to fail for sure. I don't like the kind of person, or I just can't forget about what happened years ago. Self-talk also includes that we felt when the event first happened. A passing thought can open the door to these negative emotional feelings, and since the heart and mind cannot differentiate between what is currently happening and what happened years ago, our body, mind, and spirit are directly impacted by these feelings. So you have all this weight on you, okay? We put on all this weight on us from relationships and every subject, you know how we say something is triggering us, something's triggering us from the past. Somebody might do something to you, okay? And you'll say, oh, that triggered something in me from the past. So that lets you know that you have a barrier from your past that you did not let go of, that you're still continuing the barrier. And because of something new has occurred, it reminded you of something of the past that you swore that you was over, but you wasn't over it. So something in the new brought up something that reminded you that was kind of similar. So really, you didn't get over that situation. You didn't get over it. So now your self-talk, it could be self-abandoning. You thought, or it could be, you know, you're harboring, self-harboring, you're hoarding, self-hoarding things, emotions. So those things like that, we really have to we never really face ourselves. A lot of us say, oh, I'm real and I face myself. Listen, you guys, this is really something serious. We really ask yourself, do you really take the time to really work with yourself? And you're like, some will say, some of you guys will say, I don't have time for this. I don't have time for that. I'm fine the way I am. But if you were really fine, then why are you mad? Why do you wake up? Do you wake up every morning? I wish I could just see hands right now to know how many of you literally hold on to problems. Do you wake up every morning happy? Does it take you a long time to get up in the morning? You know, a lot of us say, oh, I'm not a morning person. I used to feel that I wasn't a morning person. And I think it was because I went to bed with problems. But do you really feel that you're good the way that you are? Do you feel that you don't have to better yourself? That you don't feel like none of those self-talks are not on your life? I can tell you, I will admit, there are some of those self-talks that are on my life that I am now working on. That I have, some of them I've achieved and learned and conquered. And this is my purpose of doing this. You know, a title, the prophetess, the doctor, all that. I'm human just like you. I am human just like you. And I'm learning each and every day. But my passion, like I told you before, when I started, before we got into this, my passion is to help those who are in need. Because not only am I helping you, I'm helping me. And we're growing together, because whatever affects you affects me. And people walk around and say, well, her problem don't affect me. Well, if your problem don't affect you, why are you in her business? Or why are you in his business? You know, just like the celebrities, you know, once you're on camera, and once the world, I don't care if I get 35 views, 28 views, I'm not worried about getting millions of views or whatever. If that happens, that happens. If I can reach one person every day, I did my job. If I can reach somebody on the telephone, I don't care if it's my auntie, my friends, my brothers, whoever. If I can reach a person, I don't care if you're homeless, if I can reach you and touch your heart and wake you up to something to let you know that you still have hope, and in your nation, in your community, that there is hope for you. You can break through your mirrors. You can make your nation, which is your body, your house, better than what it is. You can conquer it because you have the victory. So I've done that. It's just not about learning something, you know, because we learn from each other. Just because I've learned something and from my experiences, I've conquered it, and the goals have been met for me, does not mean that I'm not still unlearned. Because just because somebody's a doctor or a teacher or pastor, minister, they're still learning. If you wasn't, you are the body. Like I tell somebody, you are the body of the church. You are the body of the church. Church is within you. And when you go into that building or when you go to anywhere, a concert, that celebrity or that pastor, if it wasn't for you, yes, it would still be ministered and celebrities will be celebrities. But think about it. A celebrity, if it wasn't for you loving the celebrity because of the image, the marketing, and everything, and the sound of the music and what they're singing. When you're singing, when a celebrity is singing or certain words emanate and they hit with you, they resonate with you, right? And they trigger something in you, and it brings you back to a memory. Oh, I remember when I used to be in love, and yeah, I felt that way, and yeah, I busted his window out his car, girl, and all these different things. It brought something. So now that's your favorite song. Or when a radio station continuously plays the song over again, the first time you hear it, like, I don't like that song, but oh, the voice is annoying and everything, but they continue to play it. There's repetition, it's consistency. Then you are in love with it. So what happens to us emotionally with our self-talk? Well, what we do emotionally with ourselves, we consistently keep playing it like a song in our head, in our mind, in our subconscious. We start visualizing consistently. Oh Lord, this pain and this hurt, and he did this to me, and she did this to me, blah, blah, blah. We can just keep doing it like a song. And it gets embedded, and it starts, but you know, it brings up feelings and emotions, just like a song. When you're in the club, okay, you're drinking, and then the drinking changes the chemical imbalancement in your body, all these different things. You're around people, and everybody's on the same accord, and everybody's like, yeah. Certain music will cause people to be angry because the drinking has got them worse, so it's bringing out their emotions because now they're angry, but they're drunk. But other emotions is coming in at the club because they're feeling feelings about something that didn't even have nothing to do. But if somebody steps on somebody's shoe, right, they're gonna be mad. They was already mad to begin with. They already had a little bit of anger from an argument or whatever happened from that day. So they decided to go out to the club and to get relaxed per se. So they're drinking, they're out with their friends, and somebody steps on their shoe or their heel, and then, oh, excuse me. So now it's like, oh, I was already mad anyway, so now it's an extra more mad, so now I'm gonna take it out on this person. Guess what? And then we end up fighting. Really? So now you're fighting, you're in jail, or you're all messed up and you're bloody, and you're going home with tore up clothes and dresses all tore off and everything, and you're laying there the next morning, you have a headache, a black eye, you're on the phone gossiping about what you did and everything. Nothing was productive. Now you're mad. You got an ice pack on your eye, everything. You ruined your brand new outfit that you spent crazy money for one night, you know, and your night was ruined. So now you're mad about what happened that night. You're still mad about the argument about whatever you had from work or relationship or family, whatever. So now you're aching and you're in pain. Now you're just angry. There's no God self-talk. There's no positivity about it. There's no where you're telling yourself, man, I better not ever do this. I can't be mad like this. I can't. Now, what is that telling you about you? What is that really telling you about you? What is that really showing you about what needs to happen? Is that a good life? Was that right for you to do that to yourself, to your house, to your community? Now everybody that knows you is all around. That's a gossip about you fighting, you angry. Some people are going to agree, oh, I'm glad they did that. Some people are not going to disagree, but that tells what type of attraction that you are having, the traction that you are having towards yourself. You're attracting more anger, more anything. I had to wave. at the end of the day, you know, we really, really need to analyze those things of the self-talk, because it really, really messes with our lives and our health and our mind and our body. So I mentioned about those. So because we have a strong the DNA of guilt and anger and shame, all of our perceptions of what we do are filtered through these lenses. Okay, so these are all different lenses, all different refractions, you know. And the ones I named, did you hear anything that was a positive self reflection? These were refractions of false lenses, of images that we put on ourselves. You know, some of them could have been, you know, positive. If you heard some positive, some of them were negative. Which ones do you want to have in your life for yourself? And see, if we don't get our mind right and we don't get that out of there, because our mind is a big tool, and our, you know, everything about us has mechanically is important, not just for us to live off of and move and breathe, but they also have something to do with our purpose, our abundance, to get into our destiny, right? Okay, so the next question was, can the enemy be ourselves? Some of you will say, no. Yes, you can be your own enemy. Yes, you can. You can be your own enemy. And why do I say that? We put stuff, we cause conflict to ourselves because of our anger and our hurt and our past. We really do cause conflict to ourselves. A lot of people say, well, I'm just not going to walk away, not going to walk away, not going to walk away. Okay, why are you not going to walk away from it? What is your gain from being angry? I'm going to prove who I am. Why do you have to prove who you are to somebody else? Why are you causing more conflict than what it is? Okay, say if someone is not doesn't like you, but they're not saying it out loud, but you can feel the tension, right? You feel the tension. You're angry. It's continuously moving, and you just feel it. You can't stand it, and you want to know what is going on. Okay, how can I put this? How can I put the way that you need to know that we can be our own enemies? Our own enemies is from what we say to ourselves, the insecurities. Our own enemies can be because of what we virtually see, and we emanated it in the wrong way, and now we're becoming enemies to someone else is coming back on us, and we don't think we did anything, not taking accountability. So being the enemy of our own selves is not taking accountability for what we do as an individual. Some of you might have other suggestions. I would love to hear other people's suggestions about can the enemy be ourselves? And I think it can be. Let me see. I did have something written down for that. Like I said, I'm not going to stay long because I will be back on at 7 p.m. Let's see here. Okay. So here's what I had got. Okay. Why is it that we're in a struggle so with the sinful nature? Okay, to understand the battle that rages within, we need to understand what happened to the old kingdom and even more. So there was a scripture, okay, and I don't bring up scriptures a lot, but there's some that will be referred. So I know that nothing good lives in me, that is my sinful nature. For I have the desire to do what is good, but I cannot carry it out. For what I do is not good, I want to do. Know the evil I do not want to do. This I keep on doing. Now if I do what I do not want to do, it is no longer of who do it, but is the sin living in me that does it. Romans 7:18 through 21. So what I got from that, okay, was you don't want to do evil, right? And you know it's not good. But the thought, the sin consciousness is the enemy. And this is what I'm getting to. Your sin consciousness is the enemy. When you go into, you know you ain't supposed to do that, but then your second thought is you go with the but. You know, you put, oh, you know you're not supposed to do that, but it, girl or boy, if you do that, you know you'll have fun, or go ahead and do it. Ain't nobody, who cares what nobody else says? It's not about you, it's about what you want to do. So you go ahead and do it. That's your sin consciousness. So is that an enemy? Yeah, that could be an enemy, because then after you do the situation, okay, say you stealing or whatnot, after you go do it, or you're cheating, yeah, you know, us women, we've done some horrible things to people, you know, and I've learned from my mistakes, you know, and that's one thing I can say. And I always bring myself up, because if I'm not going to be on this show or doing this TV show and thinking that, well, I'm just going to teach and I'm just going to do these lessons and I'm perfect. No, I'm not. I'm just like you. I'm just like anybody else out there. If we sat down and we had conversations and you would hear my story about my life and the mistakes I have done, you know, I forgave myself first. But my sin consciousness, that was something that I was like, I don't want that. You know, we're human, and that sin consciousness comes around, you know, and I'm sure it comes around to ministers and bishops. You know, you got to stay focused, even if it's making you want to go left or right. You got to stay focused on your mission. But when you're trying to do right and you're doing your best to do right, not trying, but you're doing your best to implement, that sin consciousness will come up. And, you know, a lot of people live in sin consciousness. It's your conscience that's sinful. You know, that was one of the reasons why, you know, all the things that it's just so amazing with this sin consciousness. I have to go deeper into this tonight, but the sin consciousness was something that can be so detrimental to your health, so detrimental to your life. And I really, really hope, and this is what I want, and I want to see this, that people wake up from it, because the sin consciousness is unhappiness and you know, mindless, and it's so strong out here. You know, the hate and the anger and the prejudice and the racism, that is so sin consciousness. It is such an enemy, and you're allowing it to win, and that is such a battle of having that, you know, hate, debate. That's not positive. You know, we can agree to disagree. You may not agree with everything that I say. Everything's not for everybody, and you know, then things are. So I have to get more into that. I want to get into more of that, but I'm trying to make sure that we get right, okay? So my thing is this: if you are tired of your old life and you must get a new life, a life divided is no life. We are at war with ourselves. That's the sin conscious, and that's the enemy. Our spiritual resources are exhausted in an inner civil war, feeling that we are made for the higher, we live in the lower. Okay, made to soar. We crawl in the dust like an eagle, made to glide over a mountain's peak and open sky, spending its days in a mud puddle in a backyard. And so we who are made for God in perfect life spend our days in the mud in the back of the yard of life. So do we spend our time in the mud? Yes, we do. Some of y'all will say, I don't spend no time in no mud. I don't know what you're talking about. My life is good. Okay, if your life is good, why do you go home after work, drink wine? You'll say that's because I like to do it because I want to do it. And to each his own. I didn't say one, you know, drink a glass. You could drink, everybody could drink a glass of wine, you know, but it's how you balance it, you know, gorging it, and then you're drunk and you're not acting right, and you're not yourself, and then you have some people will call up people and start telling them about themselves. That's not you know, the godly self-talk. That's not you being in your higher state of being. So we live in this lower realm, but we want to be in our higher self, our higher realm. We want to be where how God made us perfectly made, correct? But like what I just read to you, we want to soar like an eagle. We want to be the phoenix. We want to be the goddess that we are. We want to be the God that we are. But we are so living in the backyard of stuff in our life. And, you know, like I said, I want to get deeper into the sin consciousness, but I'm not going to do all that right now. But we do live in the backyard, in the mud of our lives. So what would you ask me? What would be the next thing? Okay, how do I get out of the mud? How do I get out of the mud? It's wanting to have more healthy emotions, to understand, to learn, to recognize, and to impart. You have to have a healthy connection between the mind, the heart, and the spirit. You have to have a healthy lifestyle. So when you have this New Year's resolution saying, I want to change. This New Year's, I'm going to work out. I'm going to get rid of people. I'm going to erase my Facebook. I'm going to start deleting. I'm going to do this and I'm going to do that. It's about practice what you preach. If you're going to walk it, you're going to walk it. And I tell people, you're not deleting people because of you're just being disrespectful. Or maybe, you know, some maybe be doing it because they are trying to be that way. But it's time for a change. And, you know, I had to realize that too for my walk. It wasn't where I'm closing doors on people on purpose or anything. It was time for me to really walk with myself and really have a relationship with myself this year, and to conquer my goals and to go through it, and not to always call someone and reach out and try to feel better. But when I got done getting off the phone, I still didn't feel better. I was still in that same self-conscious or self-talk of anger, or self-talk of revenge, or self-talking of the evil eye, or self-talk of, yeah, you know what I'm saying? It doesn't matter what no one's saying. I'm still going to do with them. I know they're telling me to just relax and let things be, or, you know, let's let it go. But it was my heart. My heart was so heavy, you know. And I know a lot of us out there have stone hearts, but we really need to ask, you know, the Most High God to give us our refresh, restore our hearts. And this is one of the things, emotions, the mind, the emotional part is the big key. The big key of cleansing. Then it goes down the emotions, you know, with the mind and the heart, everything. The heart is really you, you know, and in your spirit and your soul, all this. So there is so much to cover, and I don't mind covering it with you if you're willing to listen, and we learn from each other, and you have questions, and I would love to hear from you and all that good stuff. So there was a quote from Mark Twain. He once said, I've been through some terrible things in my life, some of which actually happened. So many of us spend too much time worrying about the future, or worrying about what happened in the past. We then spend much of our lives allowing failures from the past or fears of the future to dominate our thinking. So we allow that? Yes. Yes, we do. And I don't know, some might be saying, I don't allow my past. Yes, you do. Yes, you do. We had a personal, heart-to-heart, face-to-face talk. We got to start admitting, we got to start taking accountability, you know, because how can we be in our Godship? We're not trying to be above God, but he made us in the image and likeness of him. So how can we be in our Godship or goddessship, and we still holding on to past, and we're still worrying about the future? Why are we not in the now? Why are we not worrying about what's going on now and around us? And that's why I ask people, what do you see on the outside in your community? Someone will say, I see drugs, I see violence, I see, you know, homeless, I see this, I see that. Okay, what do you see in your community? Somebody say, what do you mean? That's my community. No. What do you see in your community? That's one thing I would like for everybody to do today. What do I see in my community? What is going on in your community within yourself? What is going on in your community? Write the good, write the bad, write the positive, write the negative. Then once you write the positive and the negative, I want you to look at it. You know, this is going to be you're the mayor of your community, right? You're God. God is the crown of you, the head crown of you. But you are the little God. So you are on your throne right now, okay? This is your community. You are the mayor of your community within yourself right now. You are the little God and the goddess right now. And I want you to ask yourself, what is going on in my community? What is going on right now? Good and bad. Okay? Once you write that down, positive and negative, if there's negative, and this is including your thoughts, I want you to know what your thoughts are, your self-talk thoughts are. Write those down too. What is going on in your community? So once you see all that, and if your bad weighs out your good, I want you to write down what can you better your community? Because do you know what you're doing in your community does affect the outside community? Because if you're angry and hurt, okay, and you have this mindset, don't you think that you have energy? Everything about you moves. You know, just like, okay, for instance, example, however you want to say it. A person meets a person, just met them, and you know, our intuition, our clairvoyance, however you want to say it, our God, spiritualness, or however, I don't like that person. So you're judging them off their looks? Are you judging them off their heart speaking abundantly? Or are you judging them because of what? Did you hear something about them? So you're saying that you don't like them, so, or you didn't like their energy, or you didn't like their space, which is, you know, we do have that gifting of knowing who's who, but are we not liking them because of what we're feeling? Or we're judging them because of what the outside is looking like, because of how we are as a person, that pride and that ego that we better than anybody else. You know, we don't really analyze these things. We really don't look at these things, and we need to start doing that. Am I judging them because of my reflection of how I feel people should be? Or am I judging them to listen within when their mouth speaks and their heart abundantly speaks? Am I looking at them or analyzing them on that? Did you really take the time to get to know that person, or are you going off of gossip of this person? Oh, you know, yeah, oh yeah, I heard about that person. I don't want to mess with that because this and that. I'm being real and honest. I don't have to talk in big words. I don't have to talk in so poised. I'm being honest, you know, and I'm being real with you guys because of the fact is we have to break the mold somewhere, somehow. It has to be done. I can give you guys lessons all day. I can give you all these lessons, and then what happens is, you know, are you really going to go forth with it? You know, at the end of the day, you can learn, you can read, you can watch as many videos. I can encourage you, motivate you, and that's my job. I'm a supporter of and being inspirational, motivating, keep going, keep going, keep going. But the key is it goes back to you. The key is it goes right back to you. What are you going to do? Once you hear these words emanating out of my mouth, once you pray up, once you give it out to your ancestors or the universe, however you worship every day, however you pay homage and libation with love and gratitude, the key is, what are you going to do after that? Do you still feel that? I tell people all the time, when you go in and want to do a spiritual bath or praying or libation or meditation, doing yoga, if you're going to do this, know that it's going to be, there's levels to this. It's not going to happen overnight. It's levels. You got to consistent, be consistent, not inconsistent, consistent. You can be consistent about being hateful and angry and being bougie and all these different things. How can you get to where you want to be authentically you and be free of all these mirrors and refractions off your life? If you could put more energy into gossiping and looking at somebody, looking down on someone, why can't you put energy into helping or helping yourself? Why can you not do that? Why do you still have to look at someone's past? Why do you have to hold on? Why are we holding on? That's the question. Why are we holding on to past stuff? What is the game? A lot of people hold on to past things, or they be angry, or they want to be tough and strong because they're scared deep in their heart. They're scared. They don't want nobody. They don't want to be hurt. They've been hurt so much. They don't want to open that door. I've been there. I've been there, and I'm going to tell you right now, that's a barrier you got to let go of, because it could block you from your whole purpose. It could block you from your mission. It can block you from everything that you ever wanted because of that one thing that you're holding on to and can't forgive and can't let go and can't forgive yourself and free yourself and free them, because you can hold somebody else up because of your thoughts and your emotions. You can hold it up. It does move, and it's very important to let go. It's very important to let go. If God can forgive, and God it makes it out of no way for you, and I keep trying to tell people, it's not just you that is helping you. You are connected. Even if you don't believe in anything, even if it's just a tree or nature, it's still God, it's still divine. You are not just waking yourself up every day. You gotta be grateful. You gotta not let your sin consciousness and your enemy of yourself. You could be your best friend. You could be your enemy. Oh, you could be your foe. You could be it all. And if you continuously keep dealing with the anger and the anger and the anger and the hurt and the pain, just because you keep attracting it. If you keep saying, but I want more. I want more. The more is within you. Let it go so you can see more. Seeing, virtually seeing it, visualizing it, seeing it, it has energy. And about you is energy. Everything around you is energy and it's power, and it can change. Yin and yang. It's true. The negative and the positive, there's a balance, but you can control it. I don't care. You can go to so many psychiatrists. You can go to anywhere. You can come to me, but it still goes back to you. This still goes back to you. And all I want for you guys is to really, really love yourself. And if you need help to find out what implement tools do I need to do, ask me. Ask me, ask whoever. Ask somebody that you can trust and that's not going to run your business. Ask someone that they've been through it. We can watch so many people's videos. We could watch so many people's lectures, read everybody's book. You feel good. Oh, I read this book and it was great. How long did it amp you up for? How long did it get you motivated for? You are your motivator, but we all need that help. We all need that push to even help us even more. So the keys to a healthy emotion, I will be talking about this, okay? So like I said, we spend time, much of our lives, allowing failures and from the past, the fears of the future to dominate or the thinking, okay? So Charles Swindoll wrote, "The longer I live, the more convinced I become that life is 10% what happens to us and 90% how we respond to it. I believe the single most significant decision I can make on a day-to-day basis is my choice of attitude." Let me read that again. Charles Swindoll wrote, the longer, the more he convinced, he was more convinced, okay, excuse me. The more I was convinced the more I become that life is 10% of what happens to us, 90% of how we respond to it. And I believe the single most significant decision I can make on a day-to-day basis is my choice of attitude. What was that? My choice of attitude. My choice of attitude. You can change it. Say if you was in a horrific argument, and peace, having peace, switching, you have that authority to switch that attitude. You have the authority to switch. If you're like, I can't, I'm bulling up, this is too strong for me, and I'm just gonna let loose. I don't know, I just blank out. You have control over yourself. So you mean to tell me you don't have control? That when you get mad and there is no control, after you get done fighting or after you get done arguing, don't you end up, or do you still go around and you're going around in your house breaking stuff? You have a choice to switch your attitude. If he said that he believed the most significant decision one can make day by day is to change their attitude. Even if you had an argument last night, you went to bed mad. You woke up. You're alive. It's a new day. But some of us choose to be angry. It weighs us down. You're bringing anger to work. You're bringing everything. So if you can choose to change your attitude, that's a key to a healthy emotion. Like I said, to understand the guide to get a healthy emotion, we will talk about that. But there are so many things in the self that I can go on and on and on about self-talk. And, I would love to do a group question and answering about self-talk. I would love to know your opinion about self-talk. I would love to hear what you had to say about self-talk. That's how we learn from each other. And I have more information about self-talk. If you're interested, just link me up, because I want to. This is a lot. This is a lot of bases, but I'm giving you the gist of self-talk to understand that you must change your self-talk. There are so many different self-talks that we have put on our lives because of past experiences, and we really need to change that. So the next one, no matter what you've been through, even unspeakable pain, you are still in control of your identity. Let me say that again. No matter what you have been through, even unspeakable pain, you are still in control of your identity. Okay? No event can change you on the inside unless you allow it to do so. No person can cause you to respond in a particular way on the inside unless you choose to react that way. The freedom to forge your own opinions, ideas, attitudes, and choices rests solely, uniquely within you. Its center. It's our free will. So once again, always remember, you have free will. So no matter the pain, no matter the cost, no matter how bad it is, you choose to react that way. Okay, let me read. There was another scripture. So, no, in all things we are more than conquerors through him who loved us. For I am convinced that neither death nor life, neither angels or demons, neither the present nor the future, nor any powers, neither height or depth, nor anything else in all creation will be able to separate us from the love of God that is in Christ, Lord Jesus. So that was in Romans. So no matter death or life, neither angels or demons, neither the present or the future or the past has any power or height or depth. That is telling you no matter what you're going through, as long as you have your faith and your belief in the Most High God, in Allah, in Jehovah, or Buddha, however you want to, okay? Because once again, I am a spiritual being. This is your school life. This is your journey. My job is to awaken you and to get you into your spiritual groundage and to awaken your higher self, to wake you up knowing that we're still human, but you have to wake up from the lower realms of what has been put on you through this life. But no matter angel, demon, negative, positive, however you want to do this, however you want to decipher this, there will never be the separation of love of what God has for you. There will never separate that love. A lot of us have lost faith. A lot of us don't know if we're coming or going. I have been there. I have been there, and sometimes this war, it's a war, and you can conquer it. I have conquered many things. That doesn't make me any better, but it takes me back that if I can conquer it, and this is my passion, and I want people to break their mirrors. And while I'm still conquering, because conquering, you always conquer. It never ends. You always have victory. You always have to beat new things. Because when you change and you shift, there's doors, there's tests, all these things, you guys, that are going to be there. It's not, the more you reach up higher, the more you go, the more tests. This is what it is. The more levels you go up, the more you, but it becomes, you can tackle the task easier because you've already been there. So it's like, okay, you are involved in something. I'm gonna go into this really quick because I want to end because I said I was only going to keep you on an hour. Okay, so, and I'll be back at 7 because I want to talk about the heart. You know, this deals with having healthy emotions for yourself. So I will be back at 7 o'clock. Okay, so say for instance, you got a new promotion. You got a promotion. Okay, you got a promotion, and now it's more work. You're happy. I got a promotion. You know, you got your raise. Your money went up maybe $2 or $3, however. Okay, so you get in that position, right? And now there's more tasks. There's more people that you have to answer to, or they have to answer to you. So you're dealing with more emotions. You're being pulled. You're being pushed. This is what life is: pulling and pushing, pulling and pushing, pulling and pushing. But when you realize, oh man, I thought this was going to be easy. But you're conquering it. You're taking, you know, you're like, I can do this. See, that's the God self-talk. I can do this. I can conquer this. But then you have them days where it's like, I don't want to do this. It's like you're trying to abandon. You're self-abandoning the situation. But you got in that position because God put you in that position, because God knows that she or he who got the higher position in that job, you got it because you deserve it, because you passed the test, you came over it. And then what happens is you might have a flashback or a recollection like, you know what? This reminds me of such and such. I can do this. Oh my goodness. And then you start putting it into play. That's like teaching a child math. They have a problem with the math or social studies. And, you know, when you were in high school or when you were in grade school, you was like, how can I figure this out? And then one of your other friends be like, hey, or do it like this. And then he'd be like, that didn't work. Well, let me do it like this. That is working. Oh, well, if I do it like this, you ended up conquering. Just like you was conquering any other task, you conquered. And this deals with, you know, your health. This deals with spiritualism. This deals with everyday life, dealing with people. You have the free will to choose your attitude. You have the free will to change. But if we don't get those self-afflicting, self-talk abandoning, self-destruction, self-talk, you know, all these different things. My eyes look kind of crazy going up in the, I mean, I'm not going zombified, but that is so important, you guys. You are worth every minute, every moment of your life. And why not change now? Why not change now? I don't see nothing wrong with you changing now. I don't see with you taking the steps to change. It doesn't matter. You know, everybody always got something to say. But see, the thing is about it is, I say to someone, everybody always got something to say. But what are you saying about yourself? What are you doing about yourself? And I even say it to me. When I speak out, I say it to me. What am I doing about myself every day to feel better? Like minds stick together. If you're trying to be part of a circle that really ain't you, then you can exit that out. You have a choice. You worry about what everybody else is going to say about you, then you don't really know you. You worrying about validation from other people, but you don't really know you. That's a self-talk problem that you have to get off of you. That deals with something. Did it happen in your childhood? What is going on? You have to ask yourself, how am I feeling today? Calling yourself out, checking yourself. Checking yourself. And all this is, you guys, is checking yourself. Rechecking in with yourself and higher self relationship with God, finding your faith and the higher self and the higher source, finding your faith, what is right for you, for your spiritual journey, what is right for me, what is right for me, and who I am and who I know. It brought me full circle. I walked through so many schools and life and spiritualness, but I never forgot them because everything was a lesson for me. Can no one tell you about your walk? Can no one tell you about your walk but you? You may get prophesized over. It's a message for you. But can no one decipher it or tell you exactly what it is until you and your relationship and your faith and your belief goes to God and finds out what that meant for you that day. You know, we can always get a word. Every day, we can always get a word. A word, a word, a word. I need a word today. What is the word today? What is the word of the day? But when we get those words of the day, are you going to implement that tool and use that tool every day? Not just for one day, every day. Even when you're down in a storm, are you going to implement that tool? And that's the key. Are you going to do that? Are you going to implement the tool? Are you going to move forward? Are you going to really do it? Am I going to say this every day? Write it out. I mentioned in the last video, a couple last videos, one of the videos I mentioned to write it out, get rid of everything out of your mind, write it out instead of hoarding it in your mind. Because what you're doing is you're not allowing, there's so many blessings, so many things that's within you that's trying, and you're so pregnated with the positive and so many blessings within you, so many ideas want to come out of you and raise up. But also, you are pregnant with all this other stuff from barriers of everything. And I'm telling you, it is the day, it is the time, it's the hour, it is the time, it's the hour, it's the time and the hour. It is now. It is not next year. It is not when New Year's January comes. It is now. It is time for you to break your mirrors. It is time to put your nation within you back together so you can help outside in the nation. It is time for you to live in your purpose. It is time for you to be who you really need to be and break it. It's not about what no one else thinks. It's about what you think about yourself, and it's about what God has created you to be, and for God to come even more into your life and show you. Because we have refractions in our eyes. We look at that at something very in an illusional way instead of looking at it in truth. We live fairy tale ways. We want things to be that way, but sometimes it's not that way. But it can get that way. You can have what you want. You can be financially free. You can be debt free. You can do all these different things. You got to quit trying to cut corners, and you got to face yourself. And that's what it's about, breaking the mirrors and having true reflection. The true reflection of God wants you to see, the reflection not only of God in you, but the true reflection of who you are. Because if you say, I'm a God and I'm a goddess and I'm this and I'm that, and you're standing on your throne formally about it, then you need to be about it. You need to truly be about it. You need to truly be about it. You need to impart a healthy connection between the heart and the mind and the spirit. You need to impart. You need to recognize. You need to understand. You need to learn. You have to understand yourself, overstand yourself, follow through with yourself, learn, recognize, and impart. So you can have a healthy connection between the mind and the heart and spirit. And I'm talking, basically, this is getting over on the mind. We're not even at the heart and the spirit and your soul right now. We are specifically talking about your mind, your community mindset. Your community mindset for your nation, for your mind. You're in your community right now. We have been talking about self, and we have been talking about getting the mind, your emotional. This is all dealing with your mind. You have to, you must understand, overstand, follow through, learn yourself, that your heart has a mind and a memory and a unique to itself. So your heart and your mind all connect. Everything connects within you. So you have to, this is a must for your life. You get one life. If God, or however you want to, whoever you call your higher source, calls on to you and said it's time for you to go home. There's time for you to go. Some of you that have been so down in the dump, so in a dark place, be like, I don't care, just shoot, what I got to lose. But then when you're on the other side, you see, when you transcend it, you see from the supernatural in back to the lower realm that you like on this earth, like, wow, I didn't know I was supposed to do that. Well, no, I did know, but I didn't realize that it was right there. A lot of you think that your blessings are not there. A lot of you think that your breakthrough is not there. And I'm going to tell you something. When you're uncomfortable, it is a message for you. When you're uncomfortable to do something, it's time for you to change your life. When you're comfortable and you're stagnant, it's still telling you to do something, but you're at that is your season. See, we don't ask in our spiritual self. We don't ask calling upward to God. We don't ask our ancestors. And I say different things is because everyone is not Christian, and I consider Christians Christ-like, and not everyone is Jehovah's Witness. Not everyone is Allah. Not everyone, everybody's Buddhist. Everyone's Kuan Yin, and we're a nation of beautiful things, and we're putting so much hate into it, instead of just knowing that right now it is a time to wake up, everyone, and really get our vessels and our ships and ourselves together and truly live in that freedom and feeling good. Feeling good just because you're drinking, it only lasts for a long time. Feeling good because you have a man or a woman, you don't know how long that will last. But when you're by yourself, at the end of the day, we go through these cycles, but you're still, even if you're with someone and you're married to someone, you still have a job to do with yourself. And that's where I'm getting at. You still have a job. You still have a purpose. You still have a mission to yourself. Your nation, your community within yourself needs to be worked on. Because what you're doing is cause and effect. Whatever's going on with you, you can walk past somebody and they can feel you. They can feel that heaviness on you. If they're, a lot of people can't feel each other because they're going through the same thing. If I put people in a circle, okay, you have prideful people in the circle, fearful people in the circle, rich people in one circle, however the mindsets are, okay? There's a community of fear. There's a community of pride. There's a community of doubt. There's a community over here. It's a certain way, okay? So you have all those different people with all these different communities. So you ask the doubt community, okay, introduce yourself and tell everybody what your doubt is. And one person goes, hi, my name is Janine, and my doubt is that I'll never make it. Oh, my name is Sarah, and my doubt is that I doubt that I ever have a relationship. Oh, my name is Tom, and I doubt that this job will never last. Oh, my name is, and then you ask that question to that doubt circle, to the mediator, what did you feel at that time? Was it negative or positive? And the whole group be sitting there like, wow, it was negative. You have a negative community. You have a negative, your community is doubt. Your self-talk is doubt. How do we get rid of it? So you turn around and say, what inspires you? So you go back and Janine goes, oh, my family inspired me. Sarah goes, hi, my name's Sarah, and it inspires me to paint. And Tom goes, I'm inspired. I love animals. So what did that community from that doubt, went from doubt negative community of the group to now they went into what inspired them. So once they got what inspired them, right, now I would ask them, in that group, you went from a group of doubt self-talk group. Now you're an inspired, right, which is positive, which is speaking God self-talk. So now what is your community? What is your community housed in? Positivity. So if you're housing all these negativities, it gave the choice and free will to switch, and they told what inspired them, correct? So why can't you could do the same thing, right? You can write down all the things that you doubt, your fears, all the self-talk. What is your negative selves? What is your positive selves? What happened was it shifted. Now their mind and their body and everything in that group, each group that was implemented a task, now their mind, everybody was on the same common ground. Everyone had, one inspired, their family inspired them, one loved to paint, one loved animals. Even though there was different suggestions and they were uniquely and authentically different, they were one on accord with the energy of positivity, and they were inspired. It was now God's self-talk. And if they can do that, you can too. You can do that too. It's steps, it's work. There's levels, and you can do it. So that was one group of doubt. So then we have the one group of anger, okay? So over here we have Bob starts, okay? So the mediator goes, okay, state your name and what you're angry about, right? So I can give you a feel in case some of you guys missed this. So Bob goes, my name's Bob. I'm angry. I'm angry at my wife. I'm just angry. Okay. The next person is Gina. Gina goes, I'm just angry. I don't like my life. I think it's just it's not fair, right? Excuse me. So then you have Tim. He goes, I'm angry. I'm angry about how the world is and how the government and how we're not making money. Okay. So you have that group. They're angry. They're still in the same pattern, right? Of being angry. Is that authentic? That could be being authentic negative, but are they being authentic? Are they being really who they are? No, because it's a refraction. It's a refraction, false reflection of who they really are. They're not really angry. They're hurt. They have a barrier. So then the mediator goes back and says, okay, well, what inspires you? Bob goes, okay, well, what inspires me, I'm inspired. I love watching how to fix things. When I fix things, it makes me feel good. I'm at peace and I'm happy and things of that nature. So then Gina goes, it inspires me. I love to write. I'm inspired to write. How does that make you feel, Gina? It makes me feel good. It makes, I'm at peace. I'm one. It's like I really know who I really, when I write, everything flows. Everything seems like nothing matters. And I'm me. So then Tim, you know, he was worried about the government and how they're not making no money. I said, what inspires you? He said, it inspires me to see everyone smile. It inspires me to see a smile. It inspires me to see clean playgrounds. It inspires me just to see everyone being one. So what happened? Even if it was fixing cars or writing or the community of loving, seeing people smile and clean environment and, you know, everything of that nature. What happened just then? They shifted, right? Their mind shifted from being angry to being what inspired them. It was positive. It was care. It was a common ground of peace and love. They felt whole. They wasn't even thinking about anger anymore. So what did it give? Free will of choice. What did it do? It shifted your perceptive. Now the reflection of positivity. So what did that let them know? The more I have a right to choose. I have a right to change. I can do this. I can get rid of that self-talk. I can change in the midst of a storm. Every storm runs out of rain. Even if I'm going through this, I can conquer it. I can change it. You know, some things we can't control and some things we can, but we can control our attitude. We can control that. Right there, they became whole. Even though they was authentically different in what made them happy, they was authentic in their individuality. They was really being who they really wanted to be, that they yearned, that they loved to be. So what would be it if I took the steps each and every day to do my best to be my authentic self and really live out what I really love to do and put that in my daily life? Some may not like it, some may not understand it, but I'm living me, I'm being me, and I'm being spiritual about it. If that was something spiritual that they wanted, it had some type of spiritual connection, they are becoming their authentic self. They are really becoming who they really are, right? So the whole key about it is you have free will, and you have to make sure that you reason with that thought and you're judging it correctly and pursuing it correctly. Because when we're mad and we're angry, we're not reasoning right, and we're not judging it right, and we're not pursuing it right, and everything goes to blah. I would say the other word, but I'm not going to, but it goes to poo. And then we walk around just pooey. We're yelling at our children. We're yelling at our husband. And we come in, you know, we leave stuff we're supposed to go to work or deal with our daily lives. When we go outside, we leave it at home. But first, it starts at home. So your home has to get right. Order has to get right. Everything has to get right, because whatever you're feeling, your children feel it. You don't think that your refraction does not come on your children? I think again, think not. I think so. I mean, think not, meaning it does. When you're having a bad day and you're sitting there quiet in your home and your children are like, are you all right, Mom? Are you all right? Don't say nothing to me. Don't do that to me. They didn't even do anything. They're asking you out of care. Are you okay? But you're taking it out on them. I've been there too. We've all done that. Just yelling at them, but it really ain't even them. You know, it's not even really, it was a situation that happened and you ain't let it go. And then you're going to go back to work and you're going to see that person or see whatever happened. I bet you this and that. I had to do this and that. You put yourself there. You're attracting it. That's like I tell people all the time also is this. How can you, and I know I've went over, I'm about to end because I don't want to keep you guys, so you guys can come back at 7 p.m. and join me if you like, because we will talk about our hearts. You know, this is all keys to a healthy emotion, wholeness. There's so much to lean on, but okay, you go back to work, say for instance you're at work, okay, and you answered, okay, say you're a nurse and you done answer like 65 or 52 lights at work. And you know, being on your feet as a nurse, I salute all the nurses and the doctors and even the ones who work in manufacturing, that stand on their feet or drive anything, even the people that do construction, even driving a bus. I mean, everything, if you really pay attention to people, I don't care where you work, you are in relationship with people every day. You are pulling and pushing every day. Even if you work from home and you're on the phone or you're on online social media, internet, just like I work from home, you are literally dealing with people. I don't care if you just visual was even pushing and pulling, you know, you know, because you've got to think right. I want to say the right thing right. I want to make sure I can touch somebody today. I want to make sure that whatever they get what I'm saying right, you know. And I know sometimes what I say might confuse somebody, or I might, it's going to be good or bad, but I'm still going to have the passion of this. I'm going to keep going because I don't care if you didn't get any. I do care. Put it away. That's another word. I don't care, or I know. We'll talk about that later on tonight too. I do care. I do care if you get it. You know, even if you don't get it, I do care. That's the whole purpose of me finding out what needs to be simplified so you can get what I'm saying correctly. You know, and that's very important for me. So let it be known, I do care. We have to start getting out that word too. I don't care. I try. You know, I'm not going to try. All these different things. Or the main one, I know that. I know that already. I know that. Really? Do you really know it? If you already know it, then why is it being told to you? Or did your reflection go visit that person to reiterate it to you to wake up? See, sometimes we don't realize that our friends can spiritually be used. People are used every day to spiritually say something that will hit us, and we'll be like, dang, that hit me hard. You know, someone can preach a word or say something, you're like, because it resonates with you. The cell phones and what I've learned, I went to a class one time. Let me speak about this real quick, and I'll go back to the nurses thing about answering the lights on the floors and how you get frustrated from answering all the 52 lights, and you know, because everyone's there and they're not working, but you're always answering these 52 lights. I'm already going into it. But the thing about it is as long as you don't speak out and ask for help, and as long as you allow that, and then you want to go home and complain about it, you can't get mad at really nobody, because see, you're allowing them to take advantage of you because you're a hard worker, and you're not saying, hey, you guys, we're a team. I can't answer all this by myself. But you want to take upon yourself and be Superwoman or Superman and be the doctor or be the nurse or whatever to what? It doesn't make you look good. Some people are like, well, she wanted to do it. Oh, well, but their boundaries and their barriers are being weak, you know, and not helping. They're being selfish in itself. But you're being selfish and you know, and being hard on your own self too. You're beating yourself up. So the thing about it is you got to speak out and say, listen, we gotta work together, and not going to work together. I'm not going to do all this by myself. You know, you can't be doing all this and then go home and complain about how you did all this today, and then you take it out on your kids, your children. I mean, because kids are not goats, and you know, you don't want to take it out on your children and take it out on your husband, or take it on your significant other, or just calling other people or calling coworkers and you're complaining. I mean, that's the way of the world, you know. But what I was getting at, because I got lost and I went right into about the nurse thing. How time, you know, how you get into anything. But what I'm trying to get at, and somebody can refresh my memory because there's so much. So at the end of the day, you hear all the noise, you hear all the children. You know, if you hear the children, you hear the noise, or however you want to say, it's not really noise. I just really feel, if I'm misplaced, I'll probably remember when we get off of here. I just really feel we really need to take accountability of our actions and our will, our free will. We really, really need to take accountability of who we are, what we are, how we maneuver, how we do things. We really, 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 really need to take accountability of our actions. We cannot, you know, I say we cannot, because people will and still do and still can. And they'll feel, I'll do whatever I want. I'll say whatever I want. That's me. That's me. That's me. You know, because they use that as a covering, as a boundary of what's really going on within themselves. I'm real. Okay, are you real to yourself? Have you ever asked your question, are you real? Right, I would love to, for those of you that are watching, those of you that are listening, those of you that might watch this video later or however, please, today, I'm going to ask you to write down your positive and negative of your communities. And if you guys could, you know, let me know how did you have a face-to-face encounter with yourself, or do you feel like you're balanced, or is that you at this time? If you can put the statement, that is me at this time. You can put in parentheses negative, parentheses positive. I would also like for you to ask yourself, are you really real? You know, because I'm real. I'm real. I'm real. Are you really real? You pinch yourself. Yeah, it hurts. You feel the realness of that. But are you really real in your consciousness, state of mind, spiritual? Are you really real with your spiritualness? Are you really real? Have you, you know, and there's so many levels in spiritualness. There's so many levels of life. There's so many that no one didn't say this was going to be easy. There is so many levels. There's levels, people. But you have that free will, and you have that choice, and you are a conqueror. You are blessed. You are all those things. And all I want for you guys is to break free and to break mirrors. And we can build this nation. We can conquer it. We can let go of things, you know. And our ancestors paved the way for a lot of things for us to get done. We are finishing up the pages of our ancestors. We are on purpose and on a mission. We have a purpose, we have a destiny, we have a mission that God wants us to do. We are to emanate heaven on earth. We are to emanate beauty that is within us. We are to emanate the trust, the love, who we really are. And I know, you guys, that there's a lot of, you know, women are not guys, so gods and goddesses, my lovely ladies and my lovely gents, there are a lot of barriers. And you have to, if you don't trust anyone, you don't trust yourself. And I learned that every day. And you have to, when you practice gratitude and you practice love, it starts with you first. And when you practice any visualization, anything with your spiritual, it starts with you. It is okay to ask for help. It is okay to take a break from people. You know, as soon as you say, I'm turning off my phone, don't call, you know, don't do this, you're letting people know. What happened? Why everything always got something got to happen? Why can't someone just take time just to be by themselves or just be with their family? You know, that is just, it's just too crucial. Everybody's in everybody's biz but their own. Everybody's always gossiping about, and then I know that's how the world is going. But we're so in everybody's this, that, and that. But while we're in everybody's this, that, and that, and their cause and effect, what about your cause and effect? What about your authentic self? Your authentic self is so buried underneath, and it is every day. That's why you're tussling, because the real you, the authentic you, is really trying to come out. And that's a bona fide, real, value, self-worth, love you all day long, spiritual, God-ship person. This person has something to do. I'm not saying you're not worth nothing now. Everybody is a value. Everybody's worth something. Don't be worth nothing. Be worth bigger than something. Do you follow what I'm saying? Be greater than where you are. You are greater. And see, the first things first is we have to come to face encounter with ourselves. It's not about, once again, what nobody else thinks of you. It's about what you think about yourself and what God has made you to be. And it's about honoring your faith, honoring your spiritualness. You have to get out of that religion state. You have to get out of that controlled substance minded state. There was things that was grounded for us to be in place. We've been taught. We've been taught through our whole life, being a baby. You know, you have queendomship, you have kingdomship. Some people may not agree with what I'm saying. Some people, one will agree. We could read the Bible inside out. We could read the Quran inside out. We could read so many books inside out. We could read it 9 times, and every time you read it, it's something different, something different comes up, something different comes up, all the time, just like life, something different comes up. Something's told a different way. But you really have to find out, what is it really told to you. We're so quick to tell somebody what they are doing for themselves. And that's one thing about being either a freedom coach and a soul guide, coach. I'm more of and that when I do these type of jobs, I'm more of a friend. Let me be your neighbor. Let me be your friend. I don't want you to look at my title. I want you to look at me as someone that's really, truly, not just a friend, someone that will really take the time to hear. The cell phones, have you ever just put the cell phone down and go visit a friend, put the cell phone down, and you two sit there without your phones on, turn them off, and really talk about something? Really talk about something that's so important, not gossip, not nothing negative, but something's really important that you really like, dang, I really never took the time. You could talk to somebody on the phone. The phone's the device that's in between the ears that's sending the energy to and fro to the place to get to your friend because of the communication. But back then, we had those family gatherings where friends and family, neighbors would sit on the porch and talk and be like, yeah, it felt like community. Hey, how you doing over there? Yeah, it's a great day. Or come and literally walk across the street to your house and stand outside, put their hands on their hip. That was community. Kids are outside playing. These children don't want to play no more outside. You might get a few of them. These children are in the house on electronics. I'm at fault for that too. No, don't get that twisted. I fell into suit. But we got to get these children back in order. We got to love nature. We got to walk outside. Walk outside with your bare feet. When you were a kid, remember, you used to go outside and put your feet in the water or put your feet in the dirt. Yeah, you was going to get in trouble. But you were one with nature. It felt good. Yes, we're adults. Yes, we're adults. But some of us that are adults, we could be childlike. We still can have a childlike heart to live youthful. It's not over just because I'm old now. I'm old. Really? I consider you in your prime. You still got things to do. You still got a lot of things. Oh, my back. Well, what you gonna do about it? You could change it. The medicine and all that. We get on medicine. Our body gets used to the medicine, and then we got to go something higher. So it's the same thing when we do our emotions. Oh, we're sad. It was okay. But all of a sudden, we just had to go escalate it even higher. Now, it's just like we do with different things. you gotta start listening. You gotta start facing yourself. You gotta start hearing what God is really trying to tell you. You gotta find your spiritual self. You gotta find your higher self. You got it all buried on the underneath all these mirrors that you put in from this world and from what self-talk that you did to yourself, self-talk that you did from your friends and co-workers, self-talk of what you see, emanating, trying to be something that is really not you, because you need to find your authentic you, and your authentic you is knocking, telling you, hello, it's time. It's not next year when January 1st comes. It's Happy New Year. It's now. So I'm telling you, it is now. It is time. You're worth every second, every moment, every minute of your life. And I'm telling you right now, it is time to rebuild your nation within you so you can aid outside into the nation, to send the right energy, to emanate your spiritualness, to stand for ground for what you believe in, and stand ground for your walk and your worth and valuing yourself. Because if you don't value yourself and love your authentic you, and let everybody see and reintroduce yourself to the world and let them see what God made you to be, perfectly made, then you're going to continue to attract all those barriers. You're going to continue to attract that same weight, that same problem, that same going and going and going and going and going. You're still going to continue to say, what does it matter? My question is it that important what people think of you? Is that how you wake? Do they wake you up every morning? Are they paying your bills? Are they the ones? Is it really? Do they really make you complete and whole? God makes you. You're complete because of God. There's nothing wrong with you. Nothing wrong with you. If you are wanting to lose weight and you feel tired and you feel like you need to work, do it because you want to do it. If you don't want to lose weight, feel comfortable in your skin, but do something to make you healthy, to live right, change your mind, change something to make you feel better. Ladies, I'm reaching out to all my ladies today, even my brothers, but brothers, hold on, let me speak to my ladies real quick. Okay? Ladies, I don't care where you're from, where you're at. Ladies, please, this is the time, this is the year. You have to wake up. You got to wake up. Even my brothers, all my men out here, you got to wake up too. We got to communicate better. You are a mother, a sister, a friend. Even if you don't have children, you have a mother nature instinct in your body, in your bone. If you don't have no children, but you watch your friend's child and you're being motherly, that lets you know that you are a mother within. Okay? You have authority in your motherhood. You have motherly natures. So understand something. Ladies, you are worth so much. You are worth so much. Find your Godship. Find your faith. Find your belief back in yourself. Find your passion. You're never too old to learn, and you're never too old to do what you have to do. Ladies, please, find your value. Find your worth. Find who you are from you, not nobody else's. Find from your words who you are. Who are you today? I challenge every woman on this earth today, teenager, youth, adolescent, I don't care. I challenge all of my young ladies today. Please, please, love yourself. Know who you are. Know your worth. Know that you are worth every second, every minute of your life. That it's okay. Please know that there are those of us out here that are mentors, that do care. Though that, I don't care how old you are, my sisters, it's going to get better. You're a fighter. But now it's time for you to fight and battle and break the mirrors off of yourself so you can see better. So you can see what you really truly want and what you don't want. Because you keep saying you don't want this in your life and you don't want this in your life, but you keep going back to it. You keep attracting it. And you keep allowing that emotion, allowing those barriers to come down, okay? Brothers, my men of the world, I don't care how old you are, listen to me. You are our protectors. You are our guides. We need you to get right. You need to get right for yourself. Break the mirrors. Quit complaining. I know you guys hold it in. You're quiet with it. Some of you will voice your emotions, but you're so much worth more than where you're at. You may feel you're living a glamorous life. You're doing big things. but deep inside, there's so much worth more. You got self-talk on you, got refractions on you that you need to break. And it's time for you to face encounter yourself and quit living behind that hourglass, that looking glass that ain't even really the real you. Okay? And I pay homage and salute you, because it's a lot of work being a man. You know, ladies, please, ladies and gents, all I want to tell you is you're worth every second, every moment of your life. I love you. I'll see you all at 7 o'clock. We are going to talk about the heart. We're going to talk more about healthy emotions. And I will be letting you know, if you're interested in the implement tool, just starting now, how you can get it. And it's free. And tell a friend, tell somebody that you know that really might need to hear something, to let them know that they are worth every second, every moment of your life. Keep saying that. Do not devalue yourself. You are worth so much more. You are valued to this earth. You are not a useless eater. You are not a nothingness. And I want to say out to, there's a show on Facebook. No, not on Facebook, excuse me, on YouTube. TED Talks, TEDx Talks, or it's called TED Talks. I've watched those videos, the implement tools that they have. Please watch TED Talks. Even if you don't see anything, the value of it, I think it's great. You know, find something that motivates you. Even if I was the first implement tool for you to use, if I motivate you, I'm blessed to motivate you. If I bring clarity to you, I'm thankful to bring clarity to you. Like I said, I don't do this for an award. I don't do this for anything. I'm not here to get anyone's approval, but I do this for the eyes of God that's upon me to push out, so I can help those who are in need, to really wants to say, hey, you know what, Emilia, I really want to change my walk. I really want, how did you do that? How did you get off of that? How did you get off of that? Do you have any suggestions? Because if I help you, it's reflecting back on me. And if we help each other, it's a positive reflection back on us. But if we keep battling each other and keep downing each other and beating each other up, it's going to be the constant refraction and heaviness of all things. So I love you. I hope you got some clarity. I love all of you guys. I really do. I really do. And God bless everyone. Blessings, 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 blessings. Enjoy your Saturday. I'll see those who want to be on at 7 o'clock, because even if I don't have any audience, I still do this. And someone or something, someone, somewhere, I don't care where it's at, will listen, and they will find the authentic self through this, or find out this was the awakening for their first step. And if you took your step today, and if you took your steps through the other day, oh my God, I'm so happy. All you have to do is leave me a comment. However, I just want to know how you're doing. I love you guys. Be blessed. You're worth every minute, every second of your life. Let's build a nation. Let's build a nation in you, for your authentic you. Bye.